Hey YouTube, how's it going? Chaos Emperor Dragons here, bringing you my Swordsoul deck profile that I took to locals recently. 5 round event, went 3-2. Quite annoyed by one of the losses, but you know, it is what it is. But I did a bit of variation on the deck from what I've done before, so I kind of wanted to bring that to you guys and kind of show you what I've done, kind of what worked, what didn't work. But I'm just going to go over the deck profile quickly, just so you can kind of see what I was playing. So for the Swordsoul cards, it was like 3 Moe, 3 Longyun, 2 Tae. It was 3 Ecclesia, which I'm going to cut down. So these were the monsters I played, and to be fair, most of them worked really well. Like I kind of got no pawns with the ratio. I am going to cut Ecclesia down by 1 going forward, and this is just to make the deck just slightly less, because I played like 44 cards, so yeah, it's way over 40, but there was just some stuff I wanted to test out, so I just chucked it all in last minute just to see how it would work. But yeah, you know, Moe, Longyun, Tae, you know, they all worked the way they should have done. For the games that I could go first, worked well. Games I went second, you know, sometimes I did see the Ecclesia and it was quite nice. Tenyi lineup, play 3 Ashuna, 2 Vishuddha, 2 Adhara. Played with 1 Siftana, if I'm pronouncing that right. I included this one last minute and it came up more often than I thought, and that's because of another card I got in my deck. And it came up because with Moe, it's a bit fragile sometimes, where like you summon it, you reveal to generate a token, and most of the time your opponent's got like an infinite permanence or effect veiler or something like that. So I added a card to my deck, which I'll come to in a bit, but just to give you a sneak peek, this, which is a quick play spell card, and basically allows you to tribute a worm monster to add a different worm monster basically to your hand. So this was generally the target I would add, because I'd tribute the Moe, still generate the token, add this, special summon, and still be able to make the Synchro 8. I wouldn't get the draw off the Moe, fine, but then at least it allowed me to carry on cumbering. So yeah, I was really happy I included that last minute. Worked really well, so I was very happy with that inclusion. And then kind of last for the monsters, Arch Nemesis Protoss. I put it in the main deck. This performed so well. I really should take more advantage of this. There's one of the games I lost, like I should have searched this out instead of something else, and that would have given me the game. But you know, you live and learn. This is part of the process, right? So, but this really overperformed. Like I've seen quite a few deck lists where people were maining it, and then there's people siding it, and I think I kind of get more why people are maining it, because it can just win you games. Like you floodgate them out of a dark, and they just can't do anything most of the time. Like I came across an Abyss Actor player, which I lost because I didn't really understand the game he was playing and all these effects popping off. But if I summoned this out like I should have, I would have locked him out, and that would have been an easy game win, and he wouldn't be able to do anything. So, but slightly frustrated, but I completely get why people are maining this, and it is a very good card. So I was very happy I put that into the deck. Moving on. Play 3 Swordsoul Emergence, 1 Summit. I like the ratio. I like the fact that Emergence can search for any worm. So like searching out the Protoss, you know, later in the games is so good. Especially if you like know like game 2 and 3, if you know what your opponent's playing, it's really powerful just to get that search. Summit was quite good as well. Debating about bumping this up because the reborn effect's actually really good. So, but yeah, they performed the way they should have. So happy with that. Next, played 2 of the Vessel of the Dragon Cycle and 2 Heavenly Dragon Cycle. This card is bonkers. Like I said, as I said, Moe feels fragile, but if you've got this in your hand, when you normal summon Moe, and your opponent tries to chain like Imperm or Effect Raid or whatever, you can chain this. So you tribute the Moe, you add the Sifana instead, and then you can still sync off and carry on cumbering. But if you tribute like a non-effect monster, so you tribute the token or like a money, the Monk Link monster, you can then search for a special summon card instead. And it's a worm, so it doesn't have to be a Tenyi, which is just insane. So yeah, really good. And then also, if you control a non-effect monster, you can banish it from your graveyard to add a Tenyi monster to your hand. So this card is so good. Like, if you're playing this deck and you haven't tried that card out yet, I would highly recommend it. Yeah, very good. Worked out really well. It was a last-minute inclusion, and yeah, it worked very well. 3 Pot of Desires, draw 2, got no complaints. I never really banished anything that I missed. Like I always had multiple copies in the deck, so I was always happy. 2 Tactics. Didn't really see it today, but yeah, generally works well. Droplet. Droplet's a very good card, can't complain. So yeah, these are all good. Very happy with the ratios. Moving on. It was 3 Nib, 3 Imperm, and a Blackout. I was actually playing an extra Nibiru and IO. I didn't see IO all day, so it's one of the cards I've taken out as a cut because of the games I was playing. I was like, I don't really need to see it, so I can happily put it on my side deck. And Nibiru, I just wanted to cut down to, I thought out of all the options is a good one to cut down because it doesn't affect my consistency and it brings my deck down to 41. So I'll probably try and cut something else at another point, but yeah, I'm happy with these ratios. Nib performed, Imperm. Blackout's a really good card. Just be able to pop an opponent's monsters or cards on the field. I'm probably going to bump it up to at some point. But once again, need to figure out what else to take out. Alright, moving on to the extra deck. Play 2 Chizao, 2 Baxia. Chizao, really good. It's pretty much a combo starter as well as having the monster negate on field. So it's just really good. And obviously it's the search. Baxia is brilliant. Like, just like if you do the whole Tenyi play and you go to obviously Baxia first, you're just baiting out your opponent's card effects before you even normal summoned, which is like before you even go into your proper combo. This is just like a whole additional combo on top. Yeah, this really performed really well today, so I was very happy with this, happy with the ratio of it. Crimson Blader, never summoned it today. Draco Berserker, really good card. The attack game's ridiculous and be able to attack again. 1 games. I summoned this against a Flunderese player. They just scooped because like he knew he couldn't attack over it. And if you tried to Book a Moon it, he was actually playing Snarl. So he tried to Book a Moon it, I just changed, banished. So yeah, he got Book a Moon, but then he had nothing else on the field. And he had no follow-up play as well, so I just tapped for game. Dragite, never summoned it. Xiaofang, never really went into this. Because of the games where I could have gone into it, my opponent, like I was already in a winning state, if that makes sense. So like I didn't need to go into this because I was already in a winning state, so I was going to win anyway. So like I never had the option to play it, but in theory it's very good. QB, never summoned it, so might take it out for something else. Level 10s, this was very good. The Sovereign, the attack boost is great. The banishing, brilliant. Like if you banish as soon as you're trapped into worms, this is actually a really good follow-up play, so very happy with that card. Baron, brilliant card, it's Baron. Ruddy Rose, never made it, but in theory it's a good card, but never made it. Might look to change it. And then last 3 cards, 2 Monks and a Shaman. Monk, I actually want to bump up to 3 because it's so good. And then Shaman, I actually used the effect, like I got Nibiru'd, but I was still able to make a Shaman afterwards and then revive one of my Chizao, so I still had some disruption on board. So yeah, very happy with that. But I definitely want a 3rd Monk because it's just so good. Like all the Tenyi effects are just really good. So yeah, that was the extra deck. Quite happy with most of the monsters. There's nothing that, like I said, I want a 3rd Monk, but generally performed quite well, so quite happy with that. Alright, moving on to the side deck. So I played 3 Lancia, 3 Dark Ruler No More, 3 Lightning Storm, 2 Twins and a Harpies, and 3 Evenly Matched. So I didn't know what to expect from my locals because I haven't been for a while, so you know, I just took what I thought most generic. Most of the time I was siding in Lightning Storm. I played an Invoke player, so siding in Lazio, I just turned him off, which was brilliant. Dark Ruler No More, I sided it in but never saw it, which is quite frustrating. Twin Twisters, Harpies, sided in for back row hate, and it did come up. And Evenly Match, I never sided it in, but I played, one of my other losses was against a prank player, and I probably should have sided this in versus other stuff. So that's just me learning the game better and trying to get better at the game, but I really should have put this in versus other cards and gone from there. But yeah, that is the extra deck. So I hope you like the deck profile. Hope you like the game, losing my words. Hope you like the deck profile. I hope you sort of like my suggestions. Like I said, it was 44 cards. I've cut out 3 cards now, so it's 41. But it was more for testing and stuff rather than trying to win the tournament. But I was really happy with the performance. You know, good to go to locals. Good to see a lot of mates again. Good to play the game. I'm going to keep trying to develop this deck profile. I feel like I need to probably work more on the side deck rather than the main, because the main deck I feel like is pretty good place. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'm going to work on that side deck to just get it better, and obviously just siding out for games. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, sorry, just before I go. So my matchups were, so round 1 was the Abyss Actors. Had no clue what a lot of the cards did. So I ended up popping up one of the back row, which summons as many Abyss Actors as you can from your deck with different names. And that just really screwed me over. And he had a card, one of the Abyss Actors has an inbuilt creature swap in it, which I just didn't expect. Yeah, you know, that's my fault. I should be reading all the cards if I don't know the matchup, but I just did not expect that, and it just took me completely by surprise. Round 2 was Danger Gren Marju. That was pretty straightforward. Had no real problems with that, to be honest. Round 3 was Flunderies. That was actually really good. Won game 1 quite comfortably. Game 2, he was able to set up a proper board, and it was actually quite difficult to play through. So I lost that one, and then game 3 I won. So all good from there. Round 4 was against an Invoke Dogmatica player. I'm not sure about his ratios because I only ever saw the Invoke side. He never actually pulled out any of the Dogmatica cards. I won game 1 quite comfortably because I was able to set up a board. Game 2, sided in Lanciers, and he was just, like, every time he tried to activate Invocation, he didn't have Meltdown, so I was able to chain Lancia. So, really good. Quite happy with that. And then my last game was against Prank Kids. Won the first game, he won the second game, and then... So I won the first game, but he didn't play, so I didn't actually know what to side in because I didn't know what he was playing. Then game 2, you know, he rolled me over as Prank Kids style. Then game 3, I didn't actually really know what to side in. As I said, I've realised now I probably should have done evenly match, which would have given me the best chance, but, you know, you live and learn. But, yeah, really good matchups, really enjoyed the day. So, yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and see you next time.